Today we're going to be talking all things Instagram. We're going to talk about when we were first introduced. We're going to talk about what's the worst thing about Instagram, the best things about Instagram, and the influence it left on us and people our age. So yes, and I'm with Rhea. We're also going to be watercoloring at the same time.
Yes.
Talk about our screen time. What's our screen time at the moment?
On
at
Instagram?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't even want to look.
Right, 3, 2, 1, 5 hours.
6 hours.
Okay.
Dang.
So it's
All
similar.
kinda same.
Yeah, it's similar. What is the worst thing about Instagram, would you say, or your habits with Instagram?
I feel like I compare myself a lot really faster on Instagram.
And do you think the comparison comes from self, or do you think the comparison is just the culture of Instagram?
I think it's a bit of both. I think the culture definitely tells you that that there's a certain way and a place you should be at. And so I feel like people compare themselves to that mold that they tell you to fit in.
So for me, the worst thing about Instagram is honestly influence. The things that gets attention on Instagram is a bad influence, honestly, in my opinion. And so it's hard when all of that is what gets attention. It's what gets popular. It's hard to not want to conform to that. I guess that could be comparison in a way, but
yeah.
It's really just fighting that influence. What is the best thing that you do about Instagram?
I feel like creativity is insane. Like, a lot of people have great ideas, and usually you see it through Instagram, like people making creative story highlights or reels, and then or if they just show what they're doing throughout their day, the way they edit their photos, or an activity that they post about. It is a great outlet for creativity.
My best thing that I think Instagram harbors is
the report button.
Connection. No, is connection. It's cute. Hobbies, if you use it right, you can post your hobbies. You can post really niche things that you're into, and you'll find someone who might be interested in it as well, and you can form your feed to stuff that you like. And that's connection in a way. So that's what I think Instagram is very good at. How old were you when you first got your first phone?
Around 6th, 7th grade. 6th, 7th grade. So everyone had a phone, everyone had Instagram. So as soon as I got a phone, I went on Instagram. I followed a bunch of people.
And your parents,
they had no idea.
Did you get their permission, or did you just
No, they had no idea.
Do they know now?
I actually don't know, because I have them blocked. So maybe
I'm sending this straight to them.
No, they know of the social media apps. I'm sure, my parents aren't dumb. I'm sure they know I know it. I have it, but they just can't find it. And they will never be able to find it.
I got Instagram probably way too young as well, except I didn't have a phone. It was on my iPad, and my parents also really didn't have an idea of social media and how to control it.
Yeah.
But Instagram was not what it was back then, what it is now, because now we have Reels, and now we have a forged AI that reads what you like and what you spend your time looking at. And back then, Instagram was just silly photos of people you know.
Yeah, duck face.
Yeah. So when did you figure out, man, I have an unhealthy relationship with Instagram, I need to work this out?
I think so definitely when I first got it, I didn't immediately get all the likes, comments, or followers or anything. So I feel that really it affected me a lot, but I didn't, and I kept looking, scrolling, trying to see if there were people would follow me back, I keep constantly check for comments, likes, and stuff. But I didn't think that was bad at the time. It took me a while for me to realize that, hey, that's not normal.
Yeah.
it like nobody is like checking and making sure like they have a certain amount of like likes or comments or whatever.
Thing is, I feel like that actually is normal. The norm is unhealthiness.
But it's not a good norm.
It's definitely not at all. Not
like,
at all.
Yeah, and like I think definitely like college, I think is when it finally hit. No, sorry, not college, high school. Because around then, like I had gotten like a good stable group of friends, and I was just so in my own head about my own insecurities. I was literally like checking our Instagram pages, like how we were different, like our following, and comparing myself to that, which makes no sense because these are like supposed to be people that I'm really close to.
When I find myself doing or desiring to do the same things, that gets likes and attention fast.
I get that, yeah, because there are certain things like the algorithm and what people want to see.
We all know what we're talking about here.
So like for me, I guess like for a while I had really like gone through a makeup phase where like I was just testing a lot of makeup, and I guess I perfected a makeup tutorial where like I felt like I looked really good in photos, but in person like it was not. I felt like I was just not coming off the same way as I did in my photos, and so I would want to post these photos so people would know, like can look and see and be like, this is like what real looks like or whatever. And like so there is that in me and people see it, and that would be like my digital persona. But in real life, like I would have to like hella focus on my personality and like talking to people or whatever to make up for it in my head.
My digital persona is, it almost feels like artwork.
Really?
Because I don't post
Often?
I guess often, or what I don't post for others. I post for myself.
For like the archive.
And I'm like what things I've done or pictures I've taken, or like with other people. And then I also try and like make it look all colorful. And I have a few little edited videos or silly videos in it as well.
Yeah, it's a splash of personality. That's also what I've been kind of starting to do, I guess. I realized, like before, I feel like it was very serious, mogging model stuff or whatever. But like here, bits and pieces of my personality will show through what I post, and I like to keep those there because like I feel like everyone comes up with their own persona of what kind of person you are. According to your Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to influence it by putting a silly, quirky photo every now and then.
Yeah. So ask yourselves the same questions. Talk about it with your friends. That's it. Thank you, Ria.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Invite me back.